Hey guys, I wanted to film a little class today because I have some energy and it's Friday and it just feels right today. So I wanted to do something kind of classic, not too long because the upload is horrible, but this will be available on my IGTV and my Patreon. So let's get started. We are gonna flip over and get on hands and knees and work our way into child's pose for about 30 seconds of just stillness, introspection, and a little bit of a intro meditation to kind of get into our breath. Take about 10 nice deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Let it be nice and audible and rich, and rise all the way up from your seat, through your belly, through your lungs, up to your throat, and sink all the way back down to your seat, your sit bones, where you feel that strong PC muscle. Let the body let go. Let's take 2 more of these peaceful, long breaths. Make this last one count. Give yourself a little bit of retention at the top. Hold. And exhale it all out. Let your body melt down even deeper if you can into your child's pose. Before we bow the head and thank ourselves for showing up on our mat today, inhale, lift the eyes, set out an intention into the universe right now. Inhale, rock into the elbows, curl those toes under, press into the hands and sink back. Open those feet, drop the head if that feels good. Inhale, roll forward, leading with the shoulders. Exhale, stick the belly out, stick the chest out, lift the hips, and sink back down into the heart. Inhale up into all fours. Step those legs out. Let's just go ahead and get warm. Sink back into your down dog. Find the grip in your hands, nice widespread fingers. Pedal the feet back and forth. Find your grip through your feet. See how your hamstrings are feeling. Check in with the body. I always like a twist here to open up my side body. Taking deep breaths into your side ribs, your intercostals. Opening the tension and any tightness that you might be carrying between your shoulder and your hip. Inhale, take a big step or walk forward to the front of your mat. Rising up, halfway lift, drop those shoulders down, wiggle them out. Eyes gaze down, check the feet, hips distance apart. Inhale, roll all the way up. Engage that core, zipper up your belly all the way up to the fingers. Eyes follow the thumbs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, step back and down, knees or toes hover or plop, and then inhale, big breath up. Exhale, down dog. Take child's pose whenever you need to. 3 breaths here. Make them nice and loud and warm. Swivel the gaze back and forth. Check in with the neck. Make sure everything feels nice and loose. Find your authentic movements in your down dog that help you get warm. Inhale at the end of your breath. Step forward, lift halfway, Ardha. Exhale, keep those low bandhas engaged while you fold and breathe all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale again. Exhale, fold. Lift halfway. Exhale. Step, hop, float. Back to the knees or toes. Keep that core engaged, shoulders strong. Lift, release the glutes. Exhale, allow your core to pull you up and back. Down dog. 3 breaths. Inhale, step, walk, or hop forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Eyes follow the thumbs. Deep breath in. Exhale, hands down to heart. Plug the thumbs into the heart. Bow the head. Tuck the chin for just a moment. And allow yourself to take a deep breath through the back of the neck, the cervical spine. Engaging the belly, feel the heart pounding. Exhale, all the way down the feet. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back and down. Inhale. Exhale. Left hand to the right leg, anywhere that feels comfortable for you. Release the neck and allow yourself to twist underneath the armpit. Pulling with the bicep, opening that back of the shoulder. Take the other side. Allow the ear to just float freely away from the shoulder. No tension there. Hand back out front, slowly squat. Coming down as low as you want to. Maybe even allowing the knees to kiss the mat. Inhale up, stay up on those toes. Exhale, down the heels. Send the chin and the chest down. One more time. Inhale, roll into your nice tall plank. Adjust the length as needed. Exhale, slowly float down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, hinge the hip, keep the knees wide. Sink back into your child's pose. 3 breaths. Feel your breath against the mat. Let your breath be loud and audible and obnoxious even. Inhale, hands down, eyes up. Press those hands away as if you were going to kiss your chest down to the floor. Taking any variation of a puppy pose that feels good for you. See if you can find a nice stillness here for about 3 breaths. Taking any variation that you want to. We are grounding down, grounding the heart, opening the chest. Releasing through the shoulders. Pull those arms back. Press up nice and strong to all fours. Curve that tailbone in, round the spine. Inhale. The other way, cat-cow. Just wiggling around here for a moment. One more round, and then we'll close the knees into a pose, that nice opening puppy. We will lock the knees together and round the spine around the knees for a nice closed-legged child's pose to release the shoulders down, the head down, and allow the spine to round naturally over the curvature of your legs. Taking 3 breaths here, feeling the belly and feel it rise and fall against the thighs. If you would like to add another heart opener, take your rabbit pose, lifting the clasped hands up and over to open the shoulders. Coming back down to your child's pose, sweep the arms up. Plug the thumbs into the heart, bow the head. Take a deep breath, feel your thumbs against your heart. I love those quiet moments between poses. Inhale, using the core. Try not to use your hands for any of these movements. You can keep your hands at your heart if you'd like to really test yourself. Left foot forward. We're just gonna dance, tick-tock back and forth in and out of a forward lunge and a half Hanuman, half split. Trying to keep the hips closed. Use your hands to steer the heart straight. So you don't open up to the side or lose the integrity of your knee when you come back or forward. If you'd like to add a little bit more, lift the back leg. If you'd like to add a bit more in your split, you can come down into a nice fold. Almost like Triyang Mukha. Just coming up, use the core. One more time. And here we're going to pivot and take it over to the other side. So we'll start with the knee down and tick-tock back and forth. You can open up those back toes in the back or keep them flat. It's totally up to you. And when and if you feel ready, you can add a little bit more. Lifting that back leg, squeezing the booty, and then using control to sink down into a fold. Pressing into the leg to come up nice and silky smooth as possible. Remember to keep that low belly zipped up. And sink back. One more time, lift up. We're gonna pivot to the center, zip up the belly, clasp the waist. Exhale, slowly fold forward. Take any variation of a Prasarita Padottanasana that is part of your practice. So, whoops, my bad, sorry baby. So if you come down onto your hands and this feels good, stay here. If you wanna take it deeper and walk the hands back in line with the feet, deep breath in. Exhale. There's a slight crunch here as you pull the head down. You maybe even put your head onto the floor. Retract the shoulders, back and down away from the ears. Grip with the toes. Make sure that pocket of your arch is super active and keep breathing because you are upside down. Inhale up. Walk the hands out under the eyes, and we're gonna dance back and forth in and out of some side lunges, some little Cossack squats, Skandasana, with or without hands, totally up to you. You can make this real nice and sweet and graceful with a nice stretch, or you can stay super focused and controlled movements using your core and steering with your feet. If you'd like to come down for a Skandasana, you can. Totally up to you. I like to add a little bit of fun for everyone. Okay, coming back up, stay low. Okay, we're gonna pivot back toward the front of our mat. Close that back hip, frame the foot, hinge that heel in, step it back. Hinge the other heel in, step it forward. All right, lifting up in our lunge, set the knee down, slow, light back bend. Exhale, hinge that heel, step it back with control. Bring the other one back in, unhinge here, lift. Slowly lower the knee, sink in. Slowly frame the foot, hinge, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, child's pose for 3 breaths. Feel free to pull the thumbs back to the back of the skull and drag those elbows just a bit to really release the shoulder and stretch the triceps. Catching your breath here. Extend the hands. Come back into all fours. We're gonna glue the thighs together and shoot one leg back. Flex that foot, super firm. Dig the opposite toes into the floor. Roll the ankle both ways. And then bend the knee and take 3 big circles here, both ways. Using your core to control your other hip from sassing out to the side. Pull it back in, lift the eyes as if you were gonna touch the back of your head with your toes, which would be really cool if I could do that. And put it down. So nice little booty squeeze. Okay, other side up. Kick it out, nice and firm. The leg is very active. If you were to come up and push my leg down, it would bounce right back into position. Roll the ankle. Ankles and cankles need love. Bend the knee, give a little squeeze there, and then draw 3 circles with your knee both ways. Lift it up, square the hips back to the mat, eyes up as if you're gonna touch the back of your head. Squeeze the hamstring and the booty, exhale down. Slowly sit your bum back to the heels if this feels okay for a short hero pose. Clasp the arms, open the heart. 2 more breaths. Close the throat, clasp the fingers underneath, on the back of the head. And pull the head down gently. Make sure you zipper up the belly. Keep the spine nice and tall. If your feet don't mind being here in your hero pose, just kind of rock and roll for a moment to really encourage a lot of nice joint lubrication into the ankles. Okay, hands out front. Come back into down dog. Okay, we're gonna spread those fingers wide. And we're gonna bring a knee to the elbow because we gotta stay fit, right? We gotta get through this. So inhale, roll into your high plank. Stay here if you don't want to add anything else. Squeeze those quads. You are in flex mode here, all right? If you want to, we're gonna take 5 knee to elbows, both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 each side. 7, 8, 9, 10. Come down to the elbows. Swivel over to one side. Zipper up that belly. Lift the arm if you'd like to. And breathe here. This is your resting pose. 2 more. Okay, roll back onto the belly. You can stay low if you want to. In my opinion, I think it's easier up top. Let's come back to those knees to elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Roll over to the other side and balance here for 5 breaths. Make them count. Make them audible. Make them strong. Okay, roll back onto the belly. Slowly let the hips dip down. Sphinx pose. Exhale. Inhale, hinge the hips. Back those elbows up. Find your child's pose. So for 3 breaths there, we're gonna lift up and bring either knee with you. We're just gonna slide right into pigeon pose because hip openers are magical and pandemics are not. So therefore, we need more magic hip openers. So pull a knee in and take your pigeon pose. Make sure your hips stay as square as they can without pain. You're not sitting over on one cheek. You're not dumping into the front heel. It's quite lovely to have a bolster or a towel or a blanket under the side hip if you need some more support, or even a nice pillow or bolster here in front of you. Just a few more breaths here. I would love it if you would spend at least 90 seconds in this pose every day, both sides. But that's just me. Okay, let's transition through the elbows. Another plank. We can walk our plank back into dolphin and tuck the chin and allow that hamstring and that whole femur to just breathe again after we had it kind of shut off in pigeon pose. And walk it back out again to our nice low plank. Pull the other leg in. So there's a lot of little subtle crunching going on, but we're trying to make the most of a short time. Take a few breaths here. At least 5 to 10 breaths. You can always take any yoga video that you're watching and pause it and stick around in that pose or play with it. Have a learning moment. You don't have to follow all the rules. All right, let's transition. A little bit more core and shoulder work. Lift, core engage, slide that leg back, walk it back into your dolphin pose. It's Friday, so if you wanna take a pincha, you can. Get freaky with it. Since we're down here on our forearms, you know, just in case you wanna. And then come back to your dolphin pose. Lift up. Take a deep breath. Reset, and then we're gonna step, walk, or hop down to our seat. Extend the legs out. Come into those hamstrings. And if you have tightness in your hamstrings, you should know that the wider you open your feet, the easier you will be able to stretch, the more range of motion you will have, hopefully without pain. So start with a nice, maybe feet as wide as your legs. Reach forward, take a deep breath up the spine. And exhale, hinge forward like a doll without any traction and just see where your hands land. Okay? We're gonna zipper our belly up, shine our heart light forward, and stay right here. Oh, hamstrings. Hamstrings require so much patience. But they're really quite lovely when they get the right kind of love. If you want to bring the feet in a little bit closer, whenever you're ready, just bring them right in. You can cross the arms and make yourself a little pillow here. You can grab a pillow and put it right on top of your knees. It feels great. You could sit like this for a whole TV show maybe. It would be great for your hamstrings and your feet and the backs of your knees, that low chain hamstring. Just try to keep the shoulders up and back as much as you can, which is where the pillow really helps if it's not part of your practice, if your hamstrings aren't giving you a lot of love. Collect the toes, lift through the heart, lift the front ribs with your breath, elbows out to the side. We're gonna fold as deep as we can. For some of you, we might stop right here. For some of you, you could go a little bit further, and that's just fine. Inhale up. We're gonna revisit this 5 times. Big breath. Cooling back down. Inhale up. Exhale, sit back. And allow yourself to just roll back and lay down on the mat. Pull the knees into the chest. Flex those feet and roll the ankles both ways. Extend the legs up and take a happy baby. You can do one leg at a time or both at the same time. If your hamstrings are feeling groovy after that stretch, you can step the legs up, close the gap, and pull them in. You might even end up in a plow pose. Give yourself a big hug. Let the feet rebound right up into the air. You can hold onto the backs of the legs if you need to, but allow yourself to just hang out here for about 90 seconds for a little inversion. If shoulder stand is part of your practice, this is a great time to take it. Making sure that you keep your eyes straight forward, that you're supporting yourself with strong elbows and hands, that your eyes and your neck don't hurt. Have fun with it. Or you can just keep your legs straight up. It doesn't have to be fancy. It could be totally passive and fun. It should absolutely be what you need it to be today. You know what I mean? If you'd like to follow up with another plow pose, you can. Keep the low back supported unless the feet are firmly on the floor. And then as you roll out with control, take a little fish pose, like you wanted to lift up the heart and the neck and look behind you without getting up. Slowly releasing down, preparing for Shavasana. Maybe take a few little spinal twists, anything your body needs before you reward yourself with a corpse pose. And don't forget to thank yourself for stepping on the mat and showing up. Even if you only did half of it, or you hated it, you still showed up and you tried, and that's what matters. So enjoy your Shavasana. Have a great day. Happy Friday. And I hope you enjoyed this. I'll try to do it more. Bye.